Liverpool 1, Stevie G's Aston Villa 0. The Reds get the job done. I'm joined by my good friend, Mr. Chris Stonage, for a match reaction. But before we get stuck into it, just want to give a shout out to our sponsors, the One Football app. Look, the link is in the description. I could give you the pitch. Just know it's the best football app out there. That's all you need to know. And it's free. And the link below brings you directly to download the One Football app. Chris, we didn't make easy work of it, mate, but we got the job done.
Oh, blimey, mate. I was screaming. I was shouting. The expletives coming out of this room were not normal. However, we did, in the end, get it done. Only 1-0, though. And it should have been about 6 or 7. But you know what? 3 points in the bag. Unfortunately, Chelsea did manage to scrape it at the last second, which is devastating. But apart from that, massive win. Needed to win because of City and Chelsea winning. So I'm buzzing. Up the Reds.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, we can all breathe a little bit of relief now. But yeah, I was like you, mate. There was expletives coming out left, right, and centre because I don't know how we didn't kill that game off. Towards the end, we seem to go out of our way not to score. But I have to make an admission, Chris. I was nervous over the penalty. How dare I have been nervous? How dare I have doubted that man because it was a great strike.
I tell you what, Martinez went the right way though.
Did?
If it wasn't as pinpoint as it was, it wouldn't have gone in. So honestly, unbelievable penalty. The man knows how to take a penalty. I'd say he's one of the best in the world at taking penalties. He's one of the best in the world at playing football as well. So those two correlate, and so does the win for Liverpool. And you know, he turns up in the big moments, took a big breath. And that could be a massive, massive point in our season. That because the last couple of games we've had so many chances and not taken them, but in the big moments, two big players for us in Origi and Salah have turned up and given us a 4 more points than we may have had last season from these two fixtures. So I'm absolutely buzzing with that.
Here's the first super chat of the post-match show. Salah wants the assist record, said Ahmed. Yeah, he was being a little bit too unselfish at times there today, Chris. Particularly that last one. Because the pass to Jota didn't seem to be on. And I don't know why he didn't just knock the ball 5 yards ahead of him, Salah, and run.
I know. It was weird. I've never seen Mo that unselfish. You usually associate with Mo this sort of, media associate with him saying he's greedy, and same with Mane. But the two of them today were right just trying to set everyone else up. It was a strange one. I was like, especially with the one with Jota, you know, with that goal against Southampton, when we were wearing that purple kit, that reminded me a bit of that. And he didn't slide through. Well, we all thought he should have slid through someone else there, and he didn't slide him. He slid through Jota today, and he should have scored realistically. Jota should have had 2 since he came on as well. So, look, got the game over the line. Mo Salah scored. He's still my captain in the Fantasy Premier League. He's still getting me points, so I can't complain.
Is it fair to say the Villa came there today to sit back, defend deep, and hope to get something on the counter? Because that's all I seen today. I didn't see any attacking intent from them whatsoever until the second half. Or might be unfair to us, who dominated possession.
It's a weird one. We did a tactical preview with we got a coach on the transfer room. He's really, really good, and he said that what Villa would do is pack the middle and force us out wide, and that's exactly what they did. You know, Trent crosses for Trent and Robertson. You know, it's all about the accuracy of the crossing. There was several of them that were good, but they put them down to risk. I think they came with a game plan, as most people do, to Anfield, and they didn't do well. They came with a game plan also to roll around on the floor 24/7. I think Ashley Young might be my most hated footballer on this planet. I can't stand him. I really can't. And he continues to annoy me today. But look,
Ashley, you're Neymar, because Neymar does that to me.
Mate, Ashley Young, ever since he was at Villa at the start, he always used to score against us back in the day. Then he went to the Manx and became this annoying little scummy right back. And then now he's back at Villa and remains that. You know, it's just. I'm happy we won. I'll tell you that now, because I think Stevie's Villa did exactly what they had to do to get a point out of the game. They didn't try. They were trying, as you said, to sit back and get on the counter, but they did exactly what they had to do, and they did it well.
Yeah, they defended manfully, I have to say. They did. They defended put their bodies on the line. Anything that was coming into that 6-yard box, Tyrone Mings was getting his head on. The fullbacks were blocking as best they could to try and stop the crosses coming in from wide areas. But one thing we did see today, a little experiment, and I think we can all agree on this. that Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain should not, will not, cannot play through the centre as a false nine, Chris. I know you love him, but today, I don't know whether it was an unfamiliarity with the position, but to me, it just didn't work.
I don't think he was bad.
No, he wasn't terrible.
People are saying that he was bad. I don't think he made any
he
particular
had
mistakes.
a stinker, but I don't think he impacted the game as much as would have been hoped. Now, look, I think the idea was for Chamberlain to at times drop deeper in towards midfield to create that vacuum in behind to allow Mane and Salah to run into. But I don't know, we looked a lot better when Jota came on.
Yeah, I agree. Apologies, my connection's weird. I know my terrible uni Wi-Fi isn't great. But I thought he was okay, but look, he's not a false nine.
No, he isn't a false nine. But that's the problem with me with Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain. I think a lot of Liverpool fans is that we've got a lot of time for the guy. We like the guy. He's a good player. He can do bits, but he's not a specialist in a team that I think we already have enough utility men in, and we need a specialist. So I don't know where Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain's place is. That's my big problem. It's not that I don't like him. It's not that I don't think he's a good footballer. It's just that I don't know where the hell he fits in.
I think he's a good midfield squad option for me. Like, I think he definitely provides something different to what a lot of people do. So I'm more than happy to keep Ox as a squad player. And the utility part of him is probably a victim of that, because you can play on the left, you can play on the right, you can play through the centre, apparently, and you can play in midfield, you can play at right wing back. You know, he's a victim of that himself. Maybe if he'd have been allowed to focus on by Arsene Wenger to be focusing on a certain position, then he would have developed more. But look, he's such a good squad player and such a good character to have around. So,
Connor, if you can let me know in the live chat, mate, when the man of the match vote is up, I will direct people into it. Give us some shouts in the chat, by the way, for contenders today for man of the match. Obviously, Salah scoring the penalty, he gets to win automatically there. It's a difficult one. I think Thiago was brilliant. Again, can we just preach about how amazing Thiago is?
Right. I love Thiago. I thought he was off it in the first half today, big time. I really, really do. He misplaced quite a lot of passes. For me, it's Matip. I thought Matip was exceptional.
Baby Giraffe went on a nice few wonders today. And
the one who just went running straight down the middle, and all the Aston Villa players were like parting like the Red Sea. It was unbelievable. I thought he was just quality, and he dealt with Watkins and, Ashley Young absolutely excellently. Matip for me. And I thought, Thiago's second half was great. First half, maybe not so much.
Yeah, loads of love for Matip in the chat as well. A few shouts for Robbo in there. It's such a shame for Divock that he was injured going into this one, isn't it, Chris? Because you think that would have been a perfect opportunity for Divock through the centre today. But it's one of those strange ones for me, mate, in that if Jota's all right to be on the bench, you're fit or you're not. I'm always confused by these.
I don't know, mate. I think the reason, if Jota's fit for 90 minutes, he plays for 90 minutes, right? But I think that if he's able to play half an hour, all the intricacies of all the stats and how long players could probably play for, the health team have probably gone, right, he can play for maximum 45 minutes or maximum half an hour. And look, he came on and he did a job. He ran well. I got Jack Grealish in, by the way. I've seen a comment saying, am I Jack Grealish? I got that on the other video I did the other day. I don't see it. I don't see Grealish.
No, I don't see Grealish either. I see maybe... Do you know what? I'm going to make a call here, and you won't know who the fuck this is. I'm going to give you a young Colin Farrell show.
No idea.
The fact that you don't know who Colin Farrell is, mate, just breaks my heart. It really does. Here's a good comment here. Their intensity and the press getting stuck in, said Derek. And yes, the press was on it. I mean, look, we played well today, Chris. It's weird because I'm not sitting here feeling like we got away with one. I feel like we played well, just chances were at a premium. And I'm happy how we controlled that game.
We were excellent. Same against Wolves as well, by the way. Like, we were very, very good in these last two games. The issue is we probably had about 50 shots and we've only scored 2. So that's a little bit of a worry, I'd say, especially in a team that's scored so freely. But look, we've kept clean sheets. Defensively, we were solid. I don't remember Villa having a clear-cut chance at all. Alisson was a little bit shaky, by the way. I know we'll talk about that a bit more. I didn't think he had his greatest game. But yeah, look, it's a win. It's 3 points, and we have to grind out these games when we're not like putting away our chances. But I still think we're playing well. That's the thing.
Just to tell you, by the way, on the Colin Farrell things, you do know he bagged Britney Spears at one point. So, you know, see what I mean?
I don't know what she's saying about that. But...
So there you go. I want to get your take as a qualified referee, Chris. I want to get your take on the performance of Stewart. I'm giving you absolutely fucking nothing.
Oh, he was so bad, wasn't he? I'm so hesitant to criticize referees, really, because I know how difficult it is. But I tell you what, he had an absolute shocker today. He lost control of everything, really. I don't know. He let certain things go, and he didn't let other things go. He wasn't consistent, and that's what you have to be as a referee. If you're going to be shit, be consistently shit. If you're going to be good, be consistently good. You know what I'm saying? And I don't think he was anywhere. Like, he was just so mishmashed. His decisions were poor today, and he seriously confused the crowd.
I got very angry. I won't lie to you, Chris. I got very angry. He to me, that seemed like a refereeing performance that I am not going to be swayed by Anfield. I am not going to give you anything soft. And I think there was a good shout in the first half for at least one penalty, particularly the one Klopp got very animated on the challenge on Robbo. You probably know the incident I'm speaking about.
Yeah.
I only seen one replay of it, and I'd say inconclusive from the replay I seen.
There were so many options. I don't know whether it's definitely not a rule that if there's repeated fouls in the box that you give a penalty, but there just seemed that there was so many like penalty shouts. That Robertson one, I think him and Nakamba are both going for the ball. It would be a very harsh penalty, but the Mings one was just like so silly. What was he doing? He had such a good game, by the way. I slated Mings before the game.
I was already thinking that during the game.
Like, absolutely stated him. He had an absolutely top quality performance, but it doesn't change my opinion. But like, you know, it's good to see, you know, that we managed to battle through, and even though it took a penalty to do so, we'd still got the W, Craig. We still got the W. We're feeling good.
Thing on this one, I want to get on to Sadio Mane and his form in a moment, but I want to bring this up from Sam just for balance. Liverpool got lucky there. Ings should have had a penalty. So the reason I'm saying that wasn't a penalty was I do think Alisson got none of the ball. I do think Alisson made contact with Danny Ings. But if you look in the build-up, Danny Ings pushed Joe Matip into Alisson as Alisson was clearing the ball. So for me, that was why it was no penalty. And that'll get glossed over by people on Twitter showing you the freeze frames or the little second they want you to see. But watch in the build-up. Ings pushes into the back of Joe Matip. So for me, that's why that was no penalty.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not in the best position to comment because my stream cut out for that little bit. I saw the replay of Alisson just palming Ings. If that's the case, then it shouldn't have been a penalty. And I don't think, from what I saw, the contact was like enough. I think Ings went down quite easily and was off balance anyway. So yeah, no penalty, definitely not.
Yeah, I mean, we don't know what a penalty is anymore after what happened at the Etihad earlier on today.
I don't think Stuart Atwell knows what a penalty is, mate. So
not for us, anyway. You know, he was there was a couple of occasions there I could tell he was guessing as well. Villa players went down and he was obstructed in his view when he just blew the whistle. It was doing my head in. But I want to talk about Mane because again today it's a performance that was filled with energy, filled with enthusiasm, filled with effort, but in those fractional moments just missing the little cherry on the nipple, as I like to say, the little je ne sais quoi that makes Sadio Mane. And at what point, mate, do we start to get a little bit concerned? Because he's getting into the right areas, doing a lot of the right things.
I think he's doing his best Adama Traore impression, isn't he? He's rapid. He's taking on players. He's getting crossing in. I think he looked really, really, really good today in the phase until the final phase, which was so frustrating. I mean, some of his shots were just like he cut in on his right foot. I don't know if it was in the second half, and he whipped it, and it went like about 10 or 20 yards wide. It's like the end product's not there. Hopefully, it comes back. He needs another, needs another jammy goal. Really, he's still playing well. More goals will come.
I love him, mate. I do. He drives me demented, but I fucking love him. I absolutely love the man. Sometimes. I've never seen anybody more adept at a yard and a half from a standing start to get past somebody. I love him, but
the one where he absolutely twisted, I think it was Cash, where he got so tight to him, and he just went whoop, just batted him away, got a cross in, it obviously came to nothing. The press. I thought Mane's pressing was top level as well. All of the pressing. Really. Henderson is a massive shout today for probably man of the match as well. I thought his pressing was astounding. The way that he led it, the way that Oxlade-Chamberlain should have been leading actually. So a rare bit of Oxlade-Chamberlain slander from Chris Stonage there.
There was one moment there where he went in on Ings, then Konza left a short pass back to Emi Martinez, and Jota was on it like a light. Yeah, he's a clever footballer, Diogo Jota. He really is.
Yeah, all of them are. Like the pressing today as a unit as well, as an absolute unit was good to see, and that is where Steven Gerrard's Aston Villa want to get to. But you've got to get that process together, and that's where Klopp has got it absolutely nailed down to a T.
Yeah, that's what the United fans think they're going to see in 6 months under Ralph Rangnick, but it ain't going to happen. It ain't going to happen that quickly. Right, what else have we got to cover in this one? The man of the match vote is in the chat, by the way. You still have your chance to vote on that. We'll announce the winners before we finish up. There we go. We've only conceded 1 goal this season with Thiago Alcantara on the pitch. Look at him. There you go, Chris. I mean, tell me I'm not looking in a fucking mirror. Come on.
Mate, if I look like that, I'm buzzing. I'm buzzing with that.
Mate, if you get rid of the dodgy haircut, do you know what I mean? If you and look, who am I to be throwing shade on haircuts? I know, but you've got you. I'll tell you, Chris. I tell you, you're getting a few good shouts here. Grealish, Colin Farrell,
Barini.
There you go. I think something in the chat today saying that Thiago can't tackle. Thiago can't. I'm sorry, but I thought Thiago did very well at breaking up play today and intercepting and helping out Fabinho in there. I have so much more confidence seeing Fabinho and Thiago on the pitch together. So much more.
Ridiculous. I thought Fabinho, there was several, as well as Thiago, several moments that Aston Villa probably had one pass and they were in, and they just broke it up, got a touch that directed it towards Joel or to Verge. The man... Thiago is magnificent, right? I'm still of the opinion I don't think he was at his best today, but I do think he still had a very, very 7 out of 10 game. I thought Fabinho was outstanding as per usual. I guess it's like Virgil though with Fabinho, we sort of get used to it, like how good he is. He is just he hasn't put a foot wrong in Liverpool shirt for so long, and if he continues this way, he'll go down as one of the best midfielders in our history.
I want to just bring this up again because opposition fans are once again coming in to shite on about this penalty. Again, I got to remind you, mate, it's all well and good speaking about the incident with Alisson and the fact that he swiped for the ball. You can't ignore the part that comes before that, which is Danny Ings pushing Joel Matip in towards Alisson. So as much as you and your opposition fans' view want us to get a penalty against us, a dodgy penalty against us, that wasn't it, Pedro. That wasn't it, my man, because he pushed him into the back of him. It should have been a free out. On the refereeing performance again today, Chris, I mean, I know we've touched on this earlier on, but how bad is the officiating in the Premier League? It's terrible.
I think how bad is the officiating in English football in general, really? And it's because who wants to be a referee? I'll tell you that now. Because I'll put it in football terms, because I see a lot of things on Twitter. People say explain in football terms. Say Andy Robertson, for example, is there. He's just by himself. No one else is pushing him. He's not going to put his best performance in, right? If he's got a Kostas Tsimikas pushing him, he's got a good performance in him because he's got competition. There is no competition for referees. I'll tell you now, if I have an absolute shocker down the parks, I'm still getting a game next week because there's no one else who wants to do it, right? The standard is not being pushed up by others beneath, so therefore it's gradually decreasing. So you'll never, ever find a solution until, people actually want to become referees. And one thing I heard from Hereford manager, actually, Josh Gowling, he said...
Hello, Herefordian?
He is not a Herefordian, actually. He's a Brummie, but he does manage in the Herefordian lands. And he said one solution maybe is to pay referees more and maybe ex-players would become referees. But even then, who would want to be it? Because you just get abused for 90 minutes. So There's no, I don't think there's any solution to that refereeing problem until you make people want to be referees and the standard continually pushes up.
I agree with you, and look, I will give a nod to rugby here in that it should be drilled into kids from a young age. No questioning the referee, no lip. I think referees should be handing out yellow cards like confetti, by the way, when anybody comes up. It needs to be stamped in early doors. It needs to be ingrained and indoctrinated into the sport from a young age, from the parents, from everybody, that referees word is gospel. And I think you'll hopefully get more transparency then from referees on decision making, like you see in rugby, where the referee speaks to the players, explains the decision making, or like in the NFL, where the referees are mic'd up and explain the decisions in the game as well. Look, it's one that I'm going to never stop talking about, but because it does my head in on Premier League referees. But I do want to have a quick. Yeah, go on.
About it. Sorry, Craig. One thing about it. Why can't we recruit foreign referees? I saw the Australian guy, Jared Gillett, has got a job in the Championship. I mean, surely most referees dream of refereeing either in the World Cup or in the Premier League, right? Or in the Champions League. And if you see like a really talented referee from Morocco or something, why not get him over to the Premier League? They're able to buy the best players. Why not be able to buy the best refs for the best games in the biggest moments, right?
They should have just cloned Pierluigi Collina. They should have just cloned him. They should have just put him out to stud. Do you know what I mean? Just let him out there, roaming free, bring a few ladies up to him, and just give us the next generations of Pierre Collina, because he was the best referee.
Isn't he an actor now? Or am I making that up?
I don't know. He was head of the referees board with FIFA, I think, at one point, but I don't know what he's doing now.
No, I'm waffling. He's not an actor. But he has got an IMDb.
There you go. I don't have an IMDb. I want an IMDb. I haven't done anything to deserve it. But look, Connor, can we finish up the man of the match vote? And we'll announce the Anfield Agenda man of the match before myself and Colin Farrell jump on to Twitch for a player rating. We're going to get to do Paddy's player ratings, the 3, 2, 1 goes, the rock, paper, scissors.
There we go. Happy days. I mean, hopefully Paddy's player ratings aren't as high as his ratings of Old Trafford, right?
I didn't see that yet. I haven't seen his video. Yeah, he was in behind enemy lines. He's over there for the game today. We're expecting a video, hopefully, from himself and James Redmond, who were both at the game. I know you were supposed to be at the game today. I hope your parents are okay, by the way, mate.
Yeah. They're on the mend. They're on the mend. So hopefully I'll be up at some point around Christmas. But I know that we're definitely not going to the Leeds game at Boxing Day on 12:30. No chance is that ever happening. So there we go.
Here we go. Anfield Agenda man of the match, as voted for by the Anfield Agenda subscribers, is Mohamed Salah with 48%, Joe Matip with 22%, Stuart Atwell got 19%, which, you know, if you're a Villa fan, you're probably feeling he's been hard done by there. And Thiago with 9% of the vote. Myself and Chris Stonage are going to jump straight over to Twitch now for the player ratings video. Again, we want you guys to play along with us. If you haven't yet or follow the Anfield Agenda Twitch, now's your chance to do so. We're going to be on there in 2 minutes. If you're watching this back later on, let me know your thoughts on the game. Let me know your thoughts on man of the match. Thank you to our sponsors, the amazing OneFootball app. Link in the description. Thank you to Mr. Chris Stonage. Thank you to his good lady girlfriend in the background, as always. The great lady behind the good man. We love Izzy. And look, we will see you guys in 2 minutes. Take care. Bye-bye. Twitch, get over there. Don't miss it.